I'm Whitney.
I'm Harper. And
He's Hayes.
I'm Hagen.
And I'm Heath.
And we're
Adopting.
My first pregnancy, on the appointment that I went to find out if it was a boy or girl, I found out it was a little girl with multiple birth defects, and many tests later, we found out that she had a diagnosis of an extra chromosome 7, which was incompatible with life. I ended up delivering about 22 weeks, and ever since then, I have just had this desire to adopt. When I left that hospital, I was a mother without a baby to love, and just going through that and realizing the amount of babies that are out there without a mother to love them has just grown stronger and stronger in me. Heath and I were blessed with 3 children of our own, and adoption has always been on both of our hearts. The thing was just kind of when were we gonna adopt? And it seemed like we, after our 3rd one, he came about 6 weeks early and had a lot of complications with him. He stayed in the hospital for about 6 weeks. I had a lot of complications, and it was kind of like, okay, we're done with us having babies. And then it was like the time came that, all right, we're ready to go on the adoption route like we always have, and it kind of felt like the time was right. Our youngest was 3, about to be 4. So I brought it up to Heath again, knowing he knew we were going to, and I don't know that he was quite on the same track as I was at that time, and I'll let him share his.
So for me, it wasn't as really easy and on my heart at the time like it was for her. I told her, a couple years back that I really felt like adoption was on my heart as well. But I didn't really think, anytime soon. We have 3 kids. I thought we'll graduate, we'll have more time on our hands, and we can adopt again. That's what my plan was. And so when she came to me one day, I remember we were in the kitchen, and she said that she was wanting to adopt, and I was like, yeah, me too. She's like, now? And I was like, okay. And that's something I need to pray about it, because I was just, whether I knew it or not, I was just comfortable the way my life is right now. And I was looking for comfortable in the future as well, unknowingly. So it wasn't easy for me at the start, and like I said, I told her I wanted to pray about it. So I'd prayed a lot about it. I'm in construction, and currently we're remodeling a vet clinic right now. And so one day a lady came in and she was leaving town for the weekend. She was bringing her dog in to kennel over the weekend. Well, it so happened it was a dog she adopted, and it was bigger than her. And as soon as it saw the cages inside, it just locked down, and it wasn't going to go in. So it put up a fight, and it caught my attention from all that was going on. So I was just kind of sitting back watching everything. And so after the dog put up a pretty good fight, she finally got in the cages. And like I said, I've been praying to God, just show me some signs, I need to hear from you right now, because I just didn't know. And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this dog, and she had said it's previously a rescue dog, so it had been in a cage. That's why it put up a fight. It didn't want to go back in that cage. So I'm looking at this dog, and it was just heartbroken. You could see it, and I'd read a book a while back, and it was saying sometimes if you just see a face, it changes things. You got to put a face to it. And so I'm looking at that dog, and it's upset. Well, the book wasn't talking about a dog face, but at that time, it's the way God spoke to me. I'm looking at this dog, and it's heartbroken. Its owner left him. The owner leaving, she said, I feel like a terrible person for leaving my dog. I just broke my dog's heart. And that's really when God answered my prayers, because I was thinking, it's the society we've created. It's okay to adopt. You see all these commercials, adopt a dog, go rescue an animal. But what about these little kiddos, And it just spoke to me that day that God answered my prayers through that dog, because I just started just thinking about these kids that are not getting any love. These kids that are don't have parents, don't have family, that haven't been rescued. And and that's what we're called to do. Don't think God was telling a joke when he talked about the widows and orphan in the Bible. It was serious, and I think that's something we're called to do. And I mean, she's not even here yet, and she's already changed our hearts. I know she's changed my hearts. I mean, when I watch movies now, if there's kids or something, and I mean, I already got 3 of my own, but it just changed my heart completely. And she's already blessed us, and we just can't wait to have her in our arms.
We got to looking online through adoption agencies, and I scrolled through just thousands and thousands of kids' pictures and files, and I came across this little girl, and it was like the minute I saw her, I knew, like, oh my gosh, this is my daughter. And I don't remember if I sent it to Heath or waited till he got home, and I just was like, like, this is it. This is her. And I showed him, and he just smiled real big, and he was like, okay, let's get started. She is in China. She is 2, will be 3 next month. And she has a diagnosis of Down syndrome. Most all the kids in international adoption and for sure in China are all considered special needs. Each child has something that is a special need, and it's about an 8 months to a year process, depending on how fast everything moves and we get our stuff done. Along with a long process of paperwork, it is a costly process to go through and to travel there to get her. One that we don't have all on our own, but one that we trust that the Lord will make a way for us to get there.
And it doesn't stop there with the adoption. Luckily here we have a bunch of medical professionals, and we'll have to take her to a bunch of doctor's appointments and stuff like that. So it won't stop.
Right.
Once we get her.
Cost.
Yeah, that's the initial cost.
Getting
It
her
continues
yes.
to get her checked the best, and taken care of the best way we possibly can. Okay, so the process altogether, to get her is probably roughly going to be between $25,000 to $30,000. That's not money we have, but we do have faith, and we do know that God will provide, and so we're just thankful for what He's already done and where He's gotten us, and we're thankful for what just is in store for the future, and kind of just the help that we can get. It's not always easy asking for help, but sometimes it's what it takes to do the work of God, and that's what it's going to take to get our little girl here home with us. And I do believe God is going to provide for us. He always has, and He always will. And through that, we're having this T-shirt fundraiser, and like the shirt I'm wearing right here is what we'll be fundraising. And we just be very thankful for anyone that wants to just contribute to the cause to bring our little girl home.
We're going to be doing our T-shirt fundraiser January the 21st through February the 18th. And it's going to be on the website down below. And we appreciate everything and all the support. And we understand on not being able to financially help. But another huge help for us would be staying in prayer for us throughout this journey. It's a long process, and we have a long ways to go, and we would just ask that you would pray for us, that God would just lead us and we follow in and get us to our little girl.